Hey math superstars, welcome. Today we're unlocking one of the coolest tricks in all of math, dividing decimals by moving the decimal point. I know what you're thinking. Decimals can be tricky. But by the end of this video, you're going to be dividing decimals faster than you can split a pizza at lunch. Let's do this. Before we dive into the moving trick, let's make sure we understand what's happening. Division just means splitting something into equal groups. Like splitting 480 equally among 4 friends, each person gets 120. The tricky part with decimals is keeping track of where that decimal point lands. That's exactly what we're going to master today. Once you see it, you'll never forget it. When you divide a decimal by a whole number, here's the secret. The decimal point in your answer goes straight up from where it is in the problem. Imagine the decimal point has a superpower. It shoots straight up into your answer like a laser beam. So if you're dividing 6.9 by 3, you set it up like normal long division, shoot that decimal straight up, and divide 69 by 3 to get 23. The answer is 2.3. Easy. Here's where the real magic happens, dividing by a decimal. Math has a rule. We don't like decimals in the number we're dividing by, called the divisor, so we use a sneaky trick. We move the decimal point to the right in the divisor until it becomes a whole number, and we move it the exact same number of spaces in the number we're dividing, called the dividend. Then we just divide normally. Watch this in action on the next few slides. You might be wondering, is it cheating to move the decimal? Absolutely not. Here's why it works. When you move the decimal one space right in both numbers, you're really multiplying both by 10. And when you multiply the top and bottom of a division problem by the same number, the answer stays the same. It's like a recipe. If you double all the ingredients, the proportions are identical. Moving 2 spaces means multiplying by 100. Same idea. Let's try our first example, 8.4 divided by 4. The divisor, 4, is already a whole number, so no moving needed yet. We just line up the decimal. Starting with the ones place, 8 divided by 4 is 2. Now bring up the decimal point straight into the answer. Then look at the tenths. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So our final answer is 2.1. Boom, that's it. When the divisor is a whole number, the decimal in the answer lines up directly above the decimal in the problem. You've got this. Now let's try dividing by a decimal, 3.6 divided by 0.9. The divisor 0.9 has one decimal place, so we move the decimal one space to the right in both numbers. 0.9 becomes 9, and 3.6 becomes 36. Now we just solve 36 divided by 9. How many times does 9 go into 36? Exactly 4 times. So 3.6 divided by 0.9 equals 4. Notice the answer is a whole number, no decimal at all. Moving the decimal turned a tricky problem into a super simple one. That's the power of this trick. Let's level up with a money example. Imagine you have $12.60, and each item at the snack bar costs 42 cents. How many items can you buy? That's 12.60 divided by 0.42. The divisor 0.42 has 2 decimal places, so we move the decimal 2 spaces to the right in both numbers. 0.42 becomes 42, and 12.60 becomes 12.60. Now we solve 12.60 divided by 42. 42 times 30 is 12.60, so the answer is 30. You can buy exactly 30 snacks. Nice. Moving 2 spaces means multiplying both by 100. Let's try one more. 15.75 divided by 0.5. Picture this. You're running a lemonade stand and each cup holds 0.5 liters. You have 15.75 liters total. How many cups can you fill? The divisor 0.5 has one decimal place, so move one space right in both numbers. 0.5 becomes 5, and 15.75 becomes 157.5. Now solve 157.5 divided by 5. Starting from the left, 15 divided by 5 is 3, then bring up the decimal. 7 divided by 5 is 1 remainder 2, carry the 2, then 25 divided by 5 is 5. So the answer is 31.5. You can fill 31.5 cups of lemonade. All right, let's lock in the strategy so you never forget it. Step 1. Look at your divisor, the number you're dividing by. Step 2. Count how many decimal places it has. Step 3. Move the decimal that many spaces to the right in both numbers. Step 4. Now just divide like they're whole numbers. That's it. 4 steps to decimal division success. Parents, this is a great one to practice together at home with some pretend money. Here are some pitfalls to watch for. First, sometimes when you move the decimal, you run out of digits. No problem, just add zeros as placeholders. For example, 3 divided by 0.04, move 2 spaces, becomes 300 divided by 4. We added 2 zeros to 3. Second, always move both numbers, not just one. And third, always check your answer by multiplying back. If 3.6 divided by 0.9 equals 4, then 4 times 0.9 should give you 3.6. Checking is how math rock stars roll. Here's that tricky zero situation. Let's solve 5 divided by 0.02. The divisor 0.02 has 2 decimal places, so we move 2 spaces right in both numbers. For 0.02, moving 2 spaces gives us 2. Now for 5, watch carefully. 5 has no decimal digits, so we write it as 5.0 and move the decimal 2 spaces right. That gives us 500. Now we solve 500 divided by 2. 500 divided by 2 is 250. So 5 divided by 0.02 equals 250. Pretty wild that dividing by a tiny decimal gives a huge answer. That totally makes sense. 0.02 is very small, so it fits into 5 a lot of times. Let's build some intuition with a visual. Imagine a fraction bar showing 2.4. Now we're dividing it into groups of 0.6 each. How many groups of 0.6 fit inside 2.4? Let's see it on a number line from 0 to 3. We can hop along in steps of 0.6. First hop lands at 0.6, second at 1.2, third at 1.8, fourth at 2.4. We made exactly 4 hops to reach 2.4. So 2.4 divided by 0.6 equals 4. This matches our decimal moving trick perfectly. Move 1 space right, get 24 divided by 6, which is also 4. Visual and symbolic, both confirm the same answer. You made it, and you crushed it. Let's do a quick recap. When dividing by a whole number, the decimal in your answer lines up directly above the decimal in the problem. When dividing by a decimal, count the decimal places and move both decimals that many spaces to the right. If you run out of digits, just add zeros. And always check your answer by multiplying back. Practice this with your allowance, prices at the store, or splitting anything equally. You are officially a decimal division superstar. High five. Keep practicing and you'll be unstoppable.